Hello and welcome into Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, for another video, and we are going to be looking ahead to Barcelona against Girona here in the preview video. We will be welcoming Girona to the Camp Nou in La Liga for the very first time. And as always, guys, the preview is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which you can always find in the description down below. Great to stay up to date with all things in this game, in match stats, commentary and news. All great for that on the app. And looking ahead to this game, obviously, it is a kickoff time of 8:45 tomorrow evening, which is very, very good for the people of Barcelona. It should encourage a good attendance at the Camp Nou if things stay dry. And obviously, we do tend to do better with the late evening kickoffs. It's not a great time for everybody around the world watching. Here, as always, guys, are the times where you are. But in general, Barca usually perform at that time. And we do come into this match, I feel, with a number of important questions to ask, both in terms of our performance, in terms of results. In our last sort of 5 games in all competitions, we've had 3 draws in that time, obviously coming off the back of the Chelsea draw in midweek, which is a good result, but not a great performance. We've spoken a lot about that. And I think going into this game, there's a lot of emphasis indeed, based on that, on Valverde's team selection. We want to see who he goes with. We want to see if he's going to introduce anything new, or are we going to stay as we are? Because I think in the last few weeks, I think we're all in agreement, really, that we haven't been at our best. The performances haven't been fantastic, but we have been scrapping away, getting the results that we needed, and now we want to see us kicking on in the vital stage of the season. So certainly looking at this preview, it's not as long as usual, guys. Apologies for that in the last sort of day or so. I did mention it yesterday. I've been really, really busy with my job that I spoke about in my Q&A video, so I haven't had an awful lot of time that I'd like to focus on videos. But obviously, guys, I want to get this preview out to you today, so I didn't want to not do one, but it's not as long as the usual, I'm afraid. But I will be back tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow's a Saturday, so I don't work on the weekend, and I'll have all the videos as usual coming up for you guys. But I just want to take a look firstly at Girona and then at Valverde's potential team selection and the squad that he's chosen for this game. And first of all, looking at Girona, it will not be an easy game against what I think is a very, very good opponent. Unless we perform at our best level tomorrow, it's not going to be comfortable, not at any stage, simply because Girona are having an absolutely absolutely outstanding debut season in La Liga, their first ever season in the Spanish top flight, and right now they're in 8th position, just 1 point away from a European place next season. If it stays as they are, if they get 1 extra point, if they went above Eibar into 7th, they would be in the Europa League next season, which would be absolutely unbelievable. I would love to see that happen, because obviously they're neighbours in terms of where they're situated. They're very much with us. Espanyol are a club that we don't particularly like, we don't particularly get on with, but Girona this season, it's fair to say, they've done us quite a few favours in the league. They've taken 4 points in total from Atletico Madrid. They drew home and away with Atletico. They beat Real Madrid on their own soil as well. So they've been really good this season, not only against teams in and around them, but also against the top teams as well. So it's very safe to say we can't take them easy. Even at home, it's not going to be an easy game. And now we move on to the squad that Ernesto Valverde has chosen for the game. I'm just going to run you through the names and then discuss it in a bit more detail. So STEGEN, SEMEDO, PIQUÉ, who hasn't trained an awful lot this week, Ivan Rakitic, Roberto, Iniesta, Suarez, Messi, Dembele, Sillerson, Coutinho, of course, back in the squad now. He can play in La Liga. He wasn't able to play in the Champions League. Paulinho is still there. Alba, Digne, Roberto, Vidal, Umtiti and Vermaelen. So good to see Vermaelen back in the squad. Yerry Mina misses out. Once again, Denis Suarez left out the squad. I think right now that's the end of his Barcelona career. It seems like Ernesto Valverde, even though he hasn't been playing well for many, many weeks now, he's not turning to Denis. He doesn't seem to want to include him. Also left out of this squad, Paco Alcácer, Andre Gomez as well, so no place in the team for them. And like I say, Vermaelen back in, so that means Yerry Mina misses out, and he hasn't got an awful lot of game time since he joined the club. So it's interesting to look at that team. Like I say, I'm a bit disappointed with Denis Suarez. I'd like to have seen him at least in the squad, at least, you know, include him a little bit, but I just don't really understand why Valverde seems to really hate him, to be perfectly honest. And this would be the team that I would personally go with in this game. I would start with Ter Stegen, of course. Alba, I think we have to keep him in the team. Alba's really vital to us. I would definitely rest PIQUÉ in this game, simply because I said, obviously, he hasn't trained an awful lot this week. He did return to first team training today, but yesterday he didn't train. He's been having that knee problem. He's been having a few problems that he's been really playing through the pain barrier. I think now is the time with Vermaelen back. Play Vermaelen and Umtiti, 2 very dependable players, and they can get the job done against Girona. I think we have to see SEMEDO start at right back. Surely right now the time has come to give him a game in the league, at home, a nice game game to settle in, play SEMEDO at right back, and I would go for 4-3-3. 4-3-3, which can also turn into a 4-4-2 when you're defending. Busquets, Coutinho and Roberto in midfield. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Roberto will play in midfield under Valverde, but I'd love to see it happen. Busquets holding. I think Iniesta needs a rest. Coutinho can come in. He didn't play any Champions League action. He'll be fresh and ready to prove himself. Roberto then can give you some defensive cover on that right-hand side, because it'll be a very attacking team. But at home against Girona, you'd think we dominate possession. We want to create more chances. We want to score more goals. This team would provide you with that attacking threat. And then up front, I think Dembele has to start. You have to start playing him right now. A lot of people say, he's not quite ready. When is he going to be ready? You've got to give him a chance. You've got to put some faith in him. You've got to give him a bit of trust. Put him in the team along with SEMEDO and give them some confidence. We spoke about this earlier on in the week. I think personally, the time to change, the time to initiate that change is definitely now. And I really hope we see Valverde starting to do some things tomorrow and starting to implement some changes in this team. So I'm personally going to go with a score prediction of Barcelona 3, Girona 1. I think that would be a really good result because, like I say, I think Girona are difficult opponents. They're not going to be easy. They're going to come here. They're going to be disciplined. They got a good threat going forward in Stuani. He's been really good for them this season. They got a lot of players around them as well who really chip in. We know the away game, it ended 3-0 to us, but it was a really difficult game in the way that Messi was man-marked. They were very organised, very disciplined. So we're going to have to be careful here. We're going to have to play at our best. We're going to have to turn up and be very intense going forward and defensively solid as well. But I would hope that 3-1 with this team, I think we get the job done. But like I say, tomorrow for me is the time we have to start seeing some changes from Valverde and hopefully some changes in our performance quality and chance creation as well. So leave all your predictions and your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Like I say, sorry this isn't as long as they usually are, but like I said, tomorrow I'll be off from work and ready to get go on the videos once again. Thank you as always for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow for the big one. But until then, as always, Vesca El Barça!